Guys, they were not kidding when they said that they had so much content to talk about, they needed 2 live content streams. We just got done with the first one, and wow, is there a lot. There's some good quality of life changes as well. The UIs look sick. They showed a lot of cards, multiplayer program, ranked, battle royale, events being relevant again, team affinity stuff. A lot of stuff to talk about here. But before we get into it, just want to let you guys know we are doing a marathon on release, marathon stream on twitch.tv/GracefulSwan. I go live on Thursday at around 3 p.m. Central, and we will be live all the way through the full release next Tuesday. So guys, make sure you come check it out. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be dropping videos throughout and all that. But let's talk about some Diamond Dynasty. Let's partake in a yappington about Diamond Dynasty. So the first thing they talked about was event stuff. And I took notes for this because there was so much going on. So they first started with announcing events are not always going to be active anymore, but they each have their own program, and they're doing this to make it more of like an exclusive thing. Feels more special, etc. They do have their own time limited program attached to them that will come with 1 exclusive reward each time, as well as like a small pack and stuff. So for example, they showed it here. So this is the example of the WBC Moonshot event program that's going to be coming out on launch. So you get 10,000 XP, you get a gold player pack, and you get Bryce Terang 88 overall. So each event is going to have one of these, which makes events relevant again, which is a big deal. Events are back. There still is a multiplayer program. This is not replacing it. Also, this helps the multiplayer program. I have to play events. You don't have to. You can just buy this card off the market. Everything's sellable. So this was the example of the multiplayer program. They also showed the gold player pack. Here are some of the players in it. Gold Vlad. You got a gold Alex Hall, gold Jonathan Aranda, Daniel Palencia, Byron Buxton. A gold Buxton's going to fuck. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Matt Davidson, a former BR legend, Brian Bayo, Elmer Rodriguez, Gregory Soto, Joey Meneses, Hyeseong Kim, Yu Chang is back, my king, Dean Kramer, Camilo Doval, Tommy Canely, Robbie Glendenning, Jeremy Profar, Guillermo Zuniga, and Erasmo Ramirez. So those are the gold packs. We'll see a couple of those throughout things. This is what Bryce Terang looks like. 90s contacts, 105 clutch, has a little bit of pop versus right. Solid fielder, good speed at 87. I like this, man. I like this. He can bunt too, for all you freaks that like to drag bunt. And here are the moonshot tasks. It's just hits, pitcher Ks, extra base hits, runs, total bases, home runs, wins, I believe. Okay, those are the ones. So basically, example for the pitcher Ks, get 3 strikeouts and you get 5 points towards the 50. So should be pretty easy, honestly. His live series had it last year. Well, then there's a chance Terang has it, but also, is he going to play shortstop for Team USA? I don't know, which might play a factor. We'll see though. But that is the event program. Then they talk a bit about Battle Royale. Now, Battle Royale, if you've heard the rumors, yes, there are no more exclusive players as flawless. It's now going to be a stub voucher for 50K stubs, and they're going to monitor that and adjust it as needed. So it might go up later in the year if people are complaining about it. And it's not like, oh no, those flawless players are out of the game. They're just moved to like different areas. So it's not like we're getting less players. It's just now you're getting stubs just so you can buy whoever you want. That's basically their mindset with it, which doesn't take a lot from BR, kind of, but also you can still get whatever players you want. You could just choose now, I guess. Am I less inclined to play BR? A little bit. I'm not going to lie. But there's still some worth in there, I guess. In terms of drafts, the first round is like the big card as always, and then the second and third rounds are going to be curated this year, so they're going to change them up. So second round to start is going to be World Baseball Classic cards, and third round is going to be Jolt Series cards. So you're going to be able to use all those guys that you would want to use in the beginning. That's cool. I like that. Can I get a 10K voucher for not going flawless? Probably not. You probably just get that 87 plus player. And then ranked. So player items are now back at 700. They were not in the game last year, I believe. Now they are, and this is what they are. 89 Eddie Rosario and 89 Logan Webb. And they went into Rosario. This is what he looks like. Mid-80s contact with mid-80s clutch, good power. Solid Eddie Rosario card, especially if you like his swing like I typically do. And then Logan Webb struggles against lefties. These pitching splits is such a dope addition. I love them this year. But classic Logan Webb pitch mix, 80s on the hit per nine and K per nine versus right. 80 or 92 control, good stamina. I like this guy a lot. I think he's going to really play. I don't know if I'll choose him or Rosario. We'll kind of see where the team's at the time. And then World Series players are back. As you saw there, they showed Kershaw. Waiting for them to actually do it. There we go. 90 overall Clayton Kershaw and 90 overall Geraldo Perdomo are your World Series rewards at 800 yet again. Kershaw, this is what he looks like. That fastball gets up to 94, so it's good that we'll actually have a little bit of velo on Kershaw, unlike in real life. Hit per nines are great versus both sides. K per nine, definitely better versus left. Good pitching clutch, good control, good stamina. He'll play for sure. This is what Perdomo looks like. Switch hitter with 109 contact versus left off rip, 88 versus right. Good vision, great clutch, solid power, good fielder. You put like the power mod on him and he's going to be insane. Big fan of Geraldo Perdomo. And then the 1000 rating plus rewards are back. These are the gold ones, different card art. This was like a shimmer effect, so it's an animated card art now. Big fan of these. Probably won't ever get them. I'll be honest, I probably won't even get them. I feel like the power creep is a few weeks ahead compared to last year. To be fair, last year in the beginning felt very slow, and somebody said this on Twitter the other day, or today, I believe. Forgot who it was, but that this one kind of matches 21 a little bit, which everybody loves 21. So if that's the case, there you go. Some things to talk about here. They did mention quirks are now on all flashbacks and are associated with the year the flashback is from. So in the past, we would have like a flashback of like a current player. They wouldn't have quirks. Quirks are a big deal. So this is actually a huge change that people are not talking about enough. Weekend Classic is back on April 10th, Friday, April 10th, which, stay tuned, might be a significant date here on the channel. They showed Weekend Classic rewards. They are very similar to what they used to be. In fact, basically exactly the same. There will be 2 exclusive Weekend Classic players again. The Weekend Classic packs. Ballin' is a habit, new card art or pack art if you care about that, I suppose. Switch hitters are not a big deal this year. Yes, there's a lot of them, but they aren't going to be overpowered because one, pitcher splits. There are a lot of pitchers out there that have reverse splits. So like say it's a right-handed pitcher that are better against lefty hitters. So that makes switch hitters a little less viable than they used to be. And also now the PCI does not shrink on sliders like they used to. So if you had a right-handed hitter versus a right-handed pitcher and they threw that outside slider, it was basically impossible to hit. That's not going to be a thing anymore. So switch hitters are not necessary anymore, which I am a big fan of because for whatever reason, I am better like right on right, for example. So I'm going to have a lot of right-handed hitters in my lineup, most likely. I like going opposite field with those sliders. For whatever reason, it's just what I'm good at. That was pretty much it for rank, though. And then they went into the multiplayer program. And apparently, these are the most cards that they've ever had in a multiplayer program. This thing is juicy. And it starts with an 85 overall Ketel Marte off rip. Now, what I like here is he is not overpowered. He is still Ketel Marte, so he will still be good. But he is not crazy overpowered. Better versus left for sure. He'll play 7 quirks. Like, he's going to be great. It's a Ketel Marte everybody can use if you don't want to get the live series because it's going to be super expensive. This is good. This is very good in my opinion. And then you keep going. There's another one of those gold packs from the event program. And then this is Rydell Martinez, who you get at 25K. Right-handed closer with really, really good hit per nines, good clutch. He's got a fastball up to 98 with a cutter, splitter, slider. I see him similar to like a Rob Dibble with a splitter. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So W, I'm a big fan of that. And what I've noticed throughout this is there's going to be a lot of really good relievers in this. And then you keep going, and then there's a deluxe choice pack for World Baseball Classic. And some of these cards are nuts. Roman Anthony, Mike King. I mean, Roman Anthony's going to be sick. There's also an 89 Carlos Santana, Andres Munoz, Junior Caminero. Kensuke Kondo is back. Does not have catcher this year, though. Corner infield and all outfield. Moncada, Wilyer Abreu, Tyler O'Neill, Michael Garcia, Josh Naylor, O'Neill Cruz, Wilson Contreras, Luis Severino, Luis Arias, Kyle Teal, Jose Quintana, Jose Caballero, Helio Ramos, Aaron Nola, Vinny Pasquantino. And it's a choice pack, and you get a few of those, which is W. You can use WBC cards for TA. Yes. So, for example, Aaron Nola WBC card. his stats and all that count towards the Phillies team affinity. So if they are tied to a major league team, they will count towards team affinity progress. W. And then they go, the next reward at 35K is 87 overall Xander Bogaerts. Very good fielder, very good contact. The power, like put a power mod on him, he'll be a very, very solid shortstop. I bet he can play second base a little bit too. The speed's even not that bad. Fan of Xander, very solid card, I would say. Then you get packs, stubs, bat skin, another one of those choice packs. And then there's an 88 Willie Castro. Now, Willie Castro, god-awful fielder. And that's going to matter this year. Like, these reaction ratings, they're going to make this a big deal. But switch hitter, good swing, going to mash lefties with good clutch. He'll play, but probably won't play the field for me. I'll say that. And then as we keep going, there's a Ballin, there's 20K XP, and then there's Okamoto. 88 overall, can play both corner infield spots and left field. 5 quirks. Contact is solid. Power is quite good. And he is a okay fielder. He'll be able to play all those positions okay. Then you get another one of those choice packs, and then you see no card art here. Apparently, they are pumping out the card art as they go. So, like, Nolan McLean is what this card is. He just pitched, so they're updating the card art to something from when he just pitched literally last night. See, reverse splits, great example here. Very good versus left-handed hitters. Not as good versus right-handed. Even though he's a sinker baller, which is quite interesting. The sweeper is going to play for sure. The curveball is going to play for sure. Nolan McLean will definitely be solid. And then after him, you get another Ballin, some more stubs, and then Ceddanne Rafaela. This card is going to be like my Lawler from last year, from you guys that watched the earlier videos. Contact versus right is good. Contact versus left, not so much, but vision clutch. Power is 66 and 80, but 99 fielding with amazing reactions, 90 speed, 99 arm. I'm going to put like a primary contact, secondary power mod on him, and he is going to be godlike for quite a while. This is my new Lawler in center field, except he can actually play center field. Then you get a Premier World Baseball Classic choice, so it's the same thing, but you get 3 of these guys, which is dope. And then at the end of the multiplayer program is Will Smith. This is going to be my catcher. I know you're going to look at the card and the hitting stats and be like, but Will Smith has an insane swing. He has 8 quirks. Mods are going to make him play up a little bit. Solid fielder. Big fan. Big fan. Kondo stats interest me. Did they show them? They did. So Kensuke Kondo also in that choice pack. These stats are very interesting. 99, 95 contact, 72, 66 power with good clutch, good vision. Put a little power mod on him. He is going to play big time. And then they showed Chase pack as well, which is Julio Rodriguez, 91 overall. I'm not going to lie. If I get him, I am selling him and still using Rafaela. Because I think he's just a juiced up Rafaela a little bit. And if he's a chase card, he's going to go for subs. So realistically, if you're a Julio fan, there you go. If you are indifferent like me, I'm keeping Rafaela. Okay, and then they talked about some other things. So the multiplayer program progression. You know, last year how it was in steps and they kind of capped you for a certain amount of time. No more. They're not going to throttle your progression anymore. If you play a ton of multiplayer off rip, you can finish it like within the first weekend if you like really put your heart out to it. Repeatable multi-program mission for event win. So you will get 3,000 points in the multiplayer program for every event win, repeatable. So that's why I said the event program goes into that a little bit. For BR stuff, you'll get up to 40,000 points for different things. And then also there's single game missions now. So they aren't going to do this for everything. And they're also going to monitor how much they should do it and all that. But these are like big game missions. So this first one, 10 hits in a single game, and you'll get 10,000 XP. And then as you scroll down, you can see you got to complete the previous ones before they actually show what the next one is, which I think is cool. It's like a progression thing. They won't put it in everything. They said only where it makes sense, and they're looking for feedback / trying new things. They're making a point of saying like, hey, we want feedback on this. And we're just trying new things. I like the fact that they are trying new things. That is good. There's over 130 World Baseball Classic cards at launch. BR is now a place to earn stubs, but that doesn't mean less cards. They're just moving those cards around. Basically what I talked about already. Now, Team Affinity was next. So similar screen here, similar UI. There's 2 programs for each team now, as you can see on the right. So the top one is like the main one, and then they separated that like super long stuff that they do for, you know, packs and stubs and, you know, exclusive stuff like that, just to show off you're a fan, right? They separated that. So no more like, hey, I'm done with Team Affinity, but it's only saying 30% done. I hated that as somebody that, I don't think I'm OCD, but I feel like I show tendencies at times, and I hated that. So this year, there will be 60 total cards. Diamonds. 60 total diamonds from Team Affinity to start. There's a pitcher and a hitter for each team. And they are captains, Jolt Series. But then they also have 2 golds as well. So they showed off the Angels first. So you can see here, gold, Don Baylor is one of the golds. Similar Team Affinity structure. And then starting pitcher Nolan Ryan as a gold will be the second gold. And then as they keep going here, Jared Weaver is back. He is the Diamond Jolt Series. That is also a captain. Reverse splits on the per 9, another example. And then the hitter is going to be Wally Joyner. Also, if you care about uniforms and stuff, if you grind just a little bit, you'll have your choice at any of the throwback uniforms, which is dope. And then Wally Joyner. This guy looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. I was not a Wally Joyner knower. But left-handed bat with really good context, visions, and clutches. Solid power versus right. You throw like a power mod on him or a fielding mod on him or whatever. Solid card, man. I'm not gonna lie. And he's a captain as well. So these theme teams are gonna go crazy. If like you're a fan of the Angels, for example, you get Joyner and Weaver on the team, set them both as captains, and then you can also parallel mod all these cards. If you play with just your team, you're going to have a nasty theme team that'll actually compete against meta squads. Now, they also said each of these is only going to take like 2 to 3 hours to complete. So it's not like last year where it took forever and it was a horrible grind last year. It was one of the things that honestly turned me off from the game. This year, it's much shorter. It's only like 2 to 3 hours per. And then that number 1 fan is totally optional. It's similar to last year, but it's like, I almost saw it like MLB The Show 17 vibes, where they had like the legacy reward stuff where you just kind of do it passively. Now it's its own program that is showing it's more passive than last year when it was all in one and it was kind of annoying to look at. Then they showed off some new legends as well. For example, they go to the Brewers. Here are some of the missions, actually. It's similar to last year. Same stuff. And then the number 1 fan thing, it's the same thing as last year, and it's just passive grind, essentially, PXP. Then they went to the Royals. Carter Jensen is a gold. Brady Singer is a gold. Jeff Suppan is the pitcher legend. So new legend, Jeff Suppan. And then Mike Moustakas is back. The moose is loose. Very, very good card. He is going to have a great swing like he always does. Big fan of that. Other cards they showed, Fred McGriff is back. The 88 Matt Carpenter has great clutch, and Goose Gossage is in shorts. You guys got to see that. Here's Fred McGriff, by the way. Yeah, typical Fred McGriff, you know, can only hit righties. There's Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter, insane swing. If you guys didn't play back in the day, insane swing, and he has 109 clutch. This guy is going to be nuts. Nationals, guys, you got Andre Dawson and Pedro Martinez. You guys can pause if you want to keep going there. On the A's, you have Vida Blue and Jason Giambi. White Sox, Lou Bob and Sale are the golds. Harold Baines is the diamond hitter, and this Goose Gossage card is absurd. Look at the card art. The man is wearing shorts. Apparently, the White Sox wore shorts one game, and they got the card art for Goose Gossage wearing shorts. Also, insane pitcher. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to find this a lot. A lot of these bullpen guys in Team Affinity are going to be very, very nice. Team Affinity is going to be very worth grinding for. So they also said 250 total non-live series cards on launch. He's also wearing like a polo. Yeah, facts. It's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of sick. And then they showed off Yankees as well. Bernie Williams and Clay Holmes as the golds. Andy Pettit as a pitcher. And then Derek Jeter as a hitter. Throw a power mod on Derek Jeter. He's gonna play, dude. They showed off a lot more than I expected. Dodgers, Dave Roberts. Way better than I expected. I thought Dave Roberts was going to be an absolute shitter. Good contacts with amazing speed. He'll play. And then Roki Sasaki, a reliever, is also here. Then the Dodgers Diamonds, Gil Hodges, and Eric Gagne. Gagne. We call him Gagne around here. Gagne, he's going to play. And then Mariners, Bryce Miller, Kyle Seager, Cliff Lee, and Mike Cameron. And I got to show Cliff Lee here. Reverse splits. He can't get a lefty out as a left-handed pitcher. But damn, he's good versus right, which is another example why switch hitters aren't going to be crazy this year. Phillies, Robin Roberts, the pitcher, Ryan Howard, the hitter, Steve Carlton, the diamond pitcher, and Chase Utley, the diamond hitter. And then they're going into programs. And the first thing I got to say, the new UI is amazing. I love this UI. Programs overview, it's just clean. You can click on them from there. Recently progressed, dude. So you can just find all the ones that you're currently working on. So good. Big fan. And it's just under the progress tab on the main part of Diamond Dynasty. Big fan of the UIs. And the first cornerstone card this year will be Travis Hapner. And it's not like last year where you get like a lower version. You got to specifically use that one. This is a much easier grind. Seabrev was on the stream. So, you know, real Diamond Dynasty grinder that they ended up hiring. There's only going to be, he was talking about this a lot. There's only going to be one cornerstone per XP path this year. But it's going to be super easy to get. This is going to be like the first thing you do when an XP path drops and you get a diamond off rip for it. That's literally the point of these, is just to give you a start. And they're going to be super easy to grind. 5 moments and 2 super easy missions that any players can progress on to get it, plus 20,000 XP. Basically a starter for each new XP path, and you get a good solid card with it. So that's going to be our cornerstone for the first one. And I think they might have showed the attributes. They did. So yeah, solid card. He's going to bang versus righties with 8 quirks. Big fan of that. And then there's one more player program. And that player program is Bill Mazeroski. I believe we get to see that. So this is the screen. Bill Mazeroski. The show community remembers because he did pass away recently. So it's just going to be a super easy 1 moment, 1 mission thing to get this Bill Mazeroski, who's actually a very solid card. RIP. Great fielder. Very good contacts with amazing vision. Bill might actually play in the beginning of the year. Now, Spotlight will be back. That's all they really said about this. Spotlight will be back, and then the My Legacies are all back. A couple points on the new Legacy stuff. New uniforms for a lot of them. They adjusted them with last year's player data. So they looked at all the data from last year, saw like, oh, some of these were really hard to get, like the innings pitch. They adjusted. So there's less innings pitch needed, for example. So W them for looking at that. And then they kind of spent the rest of the stream looking at that. New UI within the programs. This is what it looks like. So it'll kind of progress at the top as you can see it. Or these are collections. So this is the collection for the My Legacy. So this is the new collection screen. I think I'm a fan of this. It looked a little weird at first, but I like how you see at the top where you are, rather than last year you couldn't really see that with the collections. So I'm a fan of that. And then a couple more things that they ended with. They teased that there's going to be a program for each pool of the WBC. So 4 World Baseball Classic programs at launch. 1 for Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, and Pool D. Tomorrow's live content stream before the game, which we will be putting out a video for that tomorrow night. World Baseball Classic, other programs, XP Path, and collections. And then at the end, they decided to show off the captains, the Jolt series for every team. The ones I'm blocking, I will show real quick without my cam. Chili Davis, Chase Headley. And then you can pause and take a look here. They didn't really go into attributes. And then the pitching captains are these. And I know that Justin Morneau is shown for the Twins for all of them. Juan Marichal and Yu Darvish are the ones I'm blocking. I don't know who the Twins pitcher is going to be. It's not going to be Justin Morneau as a dual position guy. It's just not going to happen. Jake Arrieta, Cubs fan, though. That's me. But that is everything from today. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. If I'll try to answer them tonight as I'm going. Or just come check out the marathon stream. We will be live and here. Guys, that's all I got, though. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll be putting out a ton of videos this year. And enjoy release if I don't see you soon. Have a good one.